This is the red form of Drosera capensis. It's one of the prettiest forms of that species and one of the most desirable. We sell quite a lot of this plant. It's famous for producing a lot of red pigmentation all throughout the plant and becoming basically solid red from the base of the leaves all the way up to the traps. It's a really lovely plant, and it's also a little bit different morphologically in other ways from other capensis varieties in that it has longer petioles and kind of narrower leaves overall. Sometimes when we sell this plant, people will leave a review or a comment saying, "Oh, my plant was green, this is the wrong thing, they must have made a mistake." The thing is, these are also Drosera capensis red form. They're from a similar seed set, and you can see in this tray they have a variety of different colors, from pretty red here to totally green here, and then across these trays there is a bit of variety in how much pigment they have. The reason for that is that the red coloration is a buildup of anthocyanins, which are pigments that the plants use as sort of sunscreen. They reflect the red spectrum, and that protects them from excess sun exposure because they do grow in full sun. That pigment develops over time in response to light. So if it's dark out, or if it's not as bright, so in the winter time when our greenhouse is a little bit shadier, it won't develop the same red coloration. And also, these plants I feed fairly aggressively because they are sale stock, and when you feed the plants they develop leaves more quickly and cycle through them more rapidly, which means that the red pigment doesn't really build up over time, and they never quite get the same color as these, which have been sitting around in this pot for well over a year. There is some color difference between a green-red form and the standard form, though. Here's the regular standard form, and then here's that green-colored red form plant. The difference is a little bit subtle. The tentacles are darker on the red form. The leaves are kind of more of a yellowish green. It's hard to explain. It's easier to see in person, and obviously it's easier to see if you have a whole bunch of them next to each other to compare. But you might be able to get a sense from this wide shot, kind of the different spread of colors. Fun bit of trivia about this plant: it is from South Africa, like all Drosera capensis, but it's from a particular location. These were collected by Eric Green, a South African botanist who did a lot of work on Drosera, from a mountain called Giftberg, which means Poison Mountain. It was named that way because of the high amounts of iron oxide in the soil, and initially it was speculated that that led to the red color, but as you can see, it maintains that in cultivation, so it doesn't seem to be dependent on soil at all. These plants haven't been super well studied, so the reason that these flush full red, whereas other capensis don't, isn't well understood, but it is a really beautiful plant. So that is Drosera capensis red form. Thanks for watching.